Česká dáme. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Rev Check. Today I'm gonna tell you exactly why I think the Mazda 3 is the best compact car you can get.
Rev knows that Emmanuel has a soft spot for the Mazda 3, so he's under orders to show what he doesn't like as well.
So the general driving impression in the Mazda 3 with the SCHÄFER engine is pretty nice. It is a sporty car. It looks sporty and it also feels sporty driving into curves. And if you use the full potential of the engine, then you will also be on your way quite quickly. It makes the dash from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in around 8 seconds, which is okay. And it has a top speed of 219 kilometers an hour, which is more than enough. If you compare the Mazda 3 with other compact cars in that segment, for example Audi A3 or VW Golf or Hyundai i30, then you will realize most of these, as standard versions, come with a maximum of 150 or 160 horsepower. And therefore the Mazda with its 186 horsepower is way more powerful without using more fuel than these, which is pretty nice.
And all of that despite the fact that the Mazda features a 2-litre engine, while most others just have 1.5 litres.
There are of course models like Audi's S3 or the Hyundai i30N that have way more horsepower, like 300 or something, but those will cost way more than the Mazda right here. So in that price segment you will not find a lot of alternatives. Mazda has always had new ideas when it comes to engines. Just remember the rotary engine.
The Mazda RX-8 sports car was one of the most iconic models with a rotary engine. In 2003, the engine received a prize as the best new engine of the year. In 2010, RX-8 sales ended in Europe because it failed to meet emission standards.
In 2020, they showed the SCHÄFER-X engine, a gasoline engine that worked just like a diesel.
That engine combines the best of two technologies. Just like a regular gasoline engine, it can use a high rev range with less pollutants in the exhaust, but is at the same time more fuel efficient, just like a diesel. The spark-controlled compression ignition technology, SPCCI, allows the engine to switch seamlessly between conventional combustion and compression ignition by using a spark plug to trigger both types of combustion in different ways.
And in model year 2021, that SCHÄFER-X engine has gotten an update. They added a few horsepower, 186 now, and it's gotten a little more fuel efficient. So right now we have a claimed fuel consumption of 5.3 liters per 100 kilometers according to WLTP. During our test drive, we were more around 6 liters, a little below, a little above, but somewhere around that. And that's still okay for a car that has 186 horsepower. If you compare that to other cars with that much power, especially gasoline cars, then those will use more fuel. We've just driven quite a few kilometers on the Autobahn and I managed to get the average consumption down to 4.8 liters and still driving a little faster, between 100 and 120. Right now we're in a construction zone, so we're driving a little slower, but usually around 100 kilometers an hour, and I mean that's below what Mazda claims for the Mazda 3, so very nice.
Long-distance driving is always more fuel efficient than in the city. But it is nice to see that we could actually almost achieve the claimed consumption of 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers for Autobahn driving.
I mean, what should I tell you? Just take a look at that design. The sleek headlights, the big radiator grille, and these lines right here. It's so good looking. I don't know of any other compact car out there that has such a nice design. I mean, of course, there are cars like the Audi S3 that look very good as well, but those cost way more than the Mazda 3. So just gotta love it. The interior is very nice as well. I like it. It is rather clean in the middle. You see there are just a few buttons for the climate control and seat heating. And the infotainment system is operated via this rotary push button down here. So it is not a touch screen, which is good because the screen is rather small. It is okay, but it's smaller than others I've seen in other cars. But what's good about it, it features the latest technologies such as digital radio, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the best part about it, all of this comes as standard in the Mazda 3, just as the navigation system, which in other cars you'll have to pay extra for. There are, however, two things I don't like about the interior, but those are only minor things. The first one is that part right here. In my personal opinion, that one is a little bit too big. And the USB socket right here, it looks like it was added afterwards. I mean, they could have simply put it like somewhere down here, I think, but there, it just looks off. But apart from that, the interior, very nice as well.
So what are the options in the German market, for example?
So let's quickly take a look at the optional price list. This is the base price, 26,490 euros, which is quite a good price for a 2-liter engine that will deliver 186 horsepower. And there is quite a lot of things that are already included. As I mentioned earlier, the navigation system and so on. And the advanced head-up display is also standard in that model. If you want a little more, you can also get 18-inch alloy wheels, automatic climate control and so on. Park assistant for the front, because the rear one is also standard, and the front one will be added alongside with a heated steering wheel, a rear view camera and a keyless go system, and all of that for not even 2,000 euros more. So I guess that's quite an option to consider.
Enough of the frills. What about passenger comfort?
In the back right here, that is the only part that is not a strength of the Mazda. It is rather small. As you can tell, there is almost no headroom left because of my hair. And the seat right here is adjusted to me sitting in the front, and as you can tell, there is not very much leg room left as well. But the seats are comfortable, and even though it says 5 people, this is not made for 5 people. This is made for 4 people, but people sitting in the back should definitely not be bigger than 1.85 m, because otherwise they will have problems either with the head or with the legs. So let's take a quick look at the trunk. Almost 360 liters like it is right here. If you fold down the rear seats, you will get more than 1,000 liters and you will fit quite a lot of groceries in there.
Interesting side note, this Mazda is technically a mild hybrid because it has a belt-driven starter generator that recuperates energy while braking to power electrical equipment in the interior.
There is just one thing that bothers me about the Mazda 3, it's the rear view. The window is rather small and the C-pillars are huge. So if you put it in reverse, you will be very happy that the park distance control comes as standard for the rear.
The Mazda 3 is also available with all-wheel drive, but that will not only cost you around 5,000 euros more, but also increase consumption by around 0.7 liters per 100 kilometers.
Test drive's over, and I really hope I could make clear to you guys what a nice car the Mazda 3 is. In the comments, let me know, do you like it as well, or is any other compact car your favorite? Type it down, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel.
To sum up, the Mazda 3 is a sporty car with a nice design and reasonable fuel efficiency. A lot of features come as standard, which is very nice for your purse. On the downside, the rear view is heavily obstructed and the rear passenger space is not good for very tall people.